Hi, my friends. I got a quick question from one of my friends on Facebook and on TikTok. Want to know why is it important that a tumbling barrel, be 2/3 full? They don't want to put that much. They only want to put a little bit in the barrel and tumble it. But told them it's not going to work. You need all the weight, plus you need them not to chip. If it's not at the right height in the barrel, the rocks will fall off instead of tumble. They will fall, kind of. I'm going to try and show y'all what I'm talking about in my vibratory. But if you got it the right height, it's not going to fall as much. You'll have a little bit, maybe a little bit, but not like if you only got half a barrel. But I'm going to try and show y'all what I mean by that. Let's go take a look at it. I hope this ain't too loud for y'all, but this is my barrel. I'm on stage 3. I have it running a little bit slower than normal, but just want to show y'all how the rocks are just coming straight through there and just tumbling off the top. Every now and then you have a little bit of a hole, but that happens. But most of the time they're just tumbling straight over and just keep running and smoothing each other out, rubbing on each other. And that's what happens. That's when it's 2/3 full. That's how it should be running. Maybe I'm gonna step it up a little bit for y'all. That's about where I normally run it at, right there. It does get a little loud. I don't know how loud it is for y'all, but I can't do nothing about that. I really want to show y'all what it does. And I'm gonna try and take a few rocks out and see what happens. Alright, this is how many rocks I took out. Not that many really. They're kind of big, but this is the Chris rock. And it's still a lot. It's still in one piece. I'm a little worried about it, but it's still in one piece. But yeah, that's all the rocks I took out right there. And I'm gonna show y'all the difference. Y'all can hear the difference probably. But you can see these rocks tumbling at the top and then just falling off. That's what happens when your barrel's not full. You can really see it over on this end right here. And that little bitty clang every 10 seconds, that's just a little bitty hit together, but that's every 10 seconds for a whole month. So that will chip your rocks and bruise them. Just a little bit, but that's all it takes. That's why you won't get a perfect shine. And it's really rough on the end when you don't have as much water and the rocks are falling even further with no cushion. That's when they will chip up in the polishing stage. So this is why it's really important. I'm gonna put these rocks back in and let's see if we can tell the difference again. You can see they're definitely falling a lot more right now. And I didn't take out that much. If I took out a few more rocks, I might try that. I might take out a few more and see what happens. Let's try that. Okay, took out another handful. Let's see what's happening in here. You can definitely see it's falling a lot further than it should be. One right there, that was a good one. But every little clang you hear, that's a possibility of chipping. And like I said, that's every 10 seconds for a month. So if you don't have your barrel right, and they're not tumbling, they're falling, that's where your bruising is coming from. It's very important to have it 2/3 full. Y'all hear all that clanging, huh? That's a possible chip every time, or a possible bruise. Alright, well let me put them back in, get them back to the right level. Yeah, back to 2/3 full, and it sounds a lot better. I don't hear that clanging. They still need to get back in place, but yeah, very few chances to bruise them whenever you have your 2/3 full. So, and also I'm gonna show y'all what I do with the lid of my barrels to try and extend the life of them. But if you do 2/3 full, it will make a difference. Just because of the weight, it needs the weight to keep rubbing against each other. And they won't be falling off the top of the stack. They'll be tumbling. Alright, here we go with the lid liner. This is one of my 6-pound large tone barrels, which I've never used before. We'll take a look at what it looks like when it comes straight from the factory. This is how it looks. But when I get it in, I'll put a patch here, a bicycle patch, and also I turn around and I'll put a bicycle patch on the inside here. Now this one's smooth, pretty smooth. Some of these are really rough, but this one's kind of smooth. It's, which they should have been making them like that all the time. I'm gonna show you what I do. This is what I do. I come in, I put a bicycle patch over the outside, on the outside of it, right on the center. Then I come back and I put another bicycle patch on the inside. This one's about a year old, might be a little over a year. And then I cover the screw. And like I said, some of these are a little bit sharper. This one's a little sharper than the other one. I cover it. You can either put another bicycle patch here, or just a big piece, thick piece of Gorilla Tape. I use Gorilla Tape because it's tough, and it's not. It hasn't worn through yet, and that's over a year. So that's how I've done it. When I first got this Loratone is 4 years old, and the first year I had it, I went through 3 lid liners. They kept busting open right here. Now, this one here is over a year old. And the only place where it's going to break at is going to break along the edge right here. It just wears out along the edge. But it's not going to break here. Okay, like I said, this is a Loratone, but it works on any lid. On any lid. Because they always get that hole right there in the center. And you could even patch, if it just got a little hole, you could even patch it after it gets the hole, and it still should work. I'd patch it on both sides, and I would leave it at least overnight to dry, because it's going into water. It's not like a regular bicycle tube where it just goes back into the tube, you know. This is going into the water, so I let it dry overnight, and it's never come off on me. And like I said, that's almost a year running, and it doesn't even look like it's, has any wear on it at all, really. But if you want to get probably 4 or 5 times the amount of time on your lids, I would try the bicycle patch. It's cheap. You can get a bicycle patch kit for under $10, and you can get enough patches to last you almost a lifetime probably. But it works. And I don't know what's going on with Loratone. If they're out of business or if they're back in business. I heard a couple of different stories on them, but like I said, it works on any lid. So try it out if y'all want to extend the life of your lid liner. Alrighty, thank y'all for watching. Like and subscribe.